So for example, what comes next after your career change? Or what do you want to change to? 5 things to consider when you are changing your career. Are you thinking about changing your career in terms of working for a new company, or maybe changing directions a little bit, or going to a new industry? If this is you, today I'm going to be talking about what you should consider, 5 powerful considerations that you should consider before thinking about changing your careers. Number 1 is to consider your present situation. This is where you mark your starting point and you take an inventory of everything you have to start with. Things like your resources, your personal resources, your financial resources, your skills, talents, strengths, weaknesses, your true potential, your full package. So take an inventory of everything you have to start with. And look at what's going on currently right now in your career. What's happening in your career right now? What's missing and what's not working for you? This is what you ask yourself when you are considering your current situation. Be brutally honest. And maybe this is uncomfortable for you to start because you're used to putting your best foot forward because you don't want to disappoint anyone or to have people judge you if you don't have quite the success that you've wanted. So then you get used to hiding your real situation and only talking about the things that you think people want to hear. I mean, if you think about it, you don't like to hear negativity and you don't like to be around people who are venting or whining all the time. So then why would you become one of those people, right? Like, why would you want to become something that you find annoying or someone that you find annoying, right? The problem with this is that all of it leads to why you're so uncomfortable being brutally honest with your current situation. But being brutally honest will help you to get clear for the things that you really want by understanding what's not working in your career right now. And it also gives you definiteness of purpose. And purpose is so important. Because if you're not clear on your purpose, then how can you stay motivated to work towards something in your career? And even after you do take action, it's hard to be persistent every day in your actions if you don't know your purpose. The fact is, a career change takes time to achieve. And in order to achieve something that takes time, you need to be persistent. And it's difficult to be persistent on something if you don't have a greater purpose and something bigger than yourself to work towards. When I was working in the corporate world, I was unhappy and I was dissatisfied with my job. And at the time, I stayed in it and I felt like I was stuck in it because I had what I call the golden handcuffs. You know, the pay was decent, there was a lot of extended healthcare benefits, and it was really difficult for me to justify leaving. And so it wasn't until I got brutally honest with myself and I realized that, you know what? I hate my job. I am so miserable here. I am not contributing my fullest and there's no room for growth. There is no potential for growth here. It wasn't until I got brutally honest with myself that I was able to uncover my true purpose. And it is a hard realization. It's a hard realization, but it is one that you need to embrace and one that you can't be afraid of if you want to truly discover what it is that you really want and know and say once and for all, I'm done here, I need a career change. And that's the motivation you need to kickstart the actions towards your career change. Number 2 is to consider your desire. Think about what it is that you truly desire with all your heart. I mean, maybe it is making more income every month. Maybe it is making a certain amount of income every year, or maybe it's that beautiful home that you want to move into, that you want to grow into with yourself and to provide for your family as well. Whatever it is, get clear on your burning desires. I'm not talking about fleeting desires. I'm talking about a burning desire. So how do you know if it's a burning desire, right? Just look at the way that you've been pursuing it. And I know maybe you're thinking, well, I haven't pursued anything yet. I'm still in the process of thinking things over and I haven't done anything yet. It doesn't mean that you have to be in the process of actively going for it. Just simply look at the way you've been pursuing it mentally. Look at the way you've been pursuing it emotionally. Every waking moment, are you thinking about it? Spiritually, how are you when you think about it? So these are your burning desires and you'll know because you feel it. Because knowing what you want, knowing your desire is key to having a career change because you know where you want to go. And it's much like planning a trip, right? If you're planning a trip, you want to go on a nice vacation somewhere, take your family, take your significant other. You can't plan a trip if you don't know your destination. It just doesn't make sense. You know where you're going, but if you don't know where you're going, how can you plan a trip? So for example, what comes next after your career change? Or what do you want to change to? These are important questions that you might want to consider when you are considering your desires. So in considering your burning desires, that is then and only then that you will be able to choose your destination. After I had my hard realization that I hated my job and I didn't want to be there anymore, I still didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I still didn't know where I wanted to go and what I wanted to transition to. So it really took a lot of effort, but after I first realized the things I truly wanted for my life, the things I truly wanted without external influence, without other people's opinions, the things when I got down to my authentic self, when I figured out what my burning desires were, I was able to I was able to craft out what I wanted in my career. But I was building my career around my lifestyle. So once I figured that out and I knew my destination, it became that much easier. And I knew what I was working towards because I knew my purpose and I knew what I truly wanted. Comment below, are you considering a career change and where are you at in your journey? Number 3 is to consider your belief. You have to believe in your mission and you have to believe that you're capable of accomplishing your mission. I mean, you have this burning faith that was implanted inside of you, and you wouldn't have had that faith if you weren't capable of accomplishing it, if you weren't meant to accomplish that goal. So believe that you had this burning desire for a reason, and believe that you're able to accomplish it. Number 4 is to consider your plan. You need to be able to describe very clearly the plan that you intend to use to achieve your career change. That means that every morning you need to wake up knowing exactly what you're going to do in order to meet your career goals, your most worthwhile, your most meaningful career goals. Because a successful career change is just like any other success. It's a process. So every day you need to be taking the right action to work towards your career goals. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, okay, what do I got to do? What do I plan? What does that look like? I don't know how to make a plan. What do I have to do every single day? If you're wondering that, then I invite you to click on careerrevisionist.com/intensive. And that's a 21-day intensive where I will show you exactly the plan that you need to create. And I'll show you and work with you so that you have that step-by-step plan every day so you can wake up and you know exactly what you got to do. So click on careerrevisionist.com/intensive. The links are included below. See you there. So practice organized planning and making your plans clear and definite. Number 5 is to consider your skills. Now I'm not talking about that one skill that you want to think about, oh, who's going to pay me for that skill? That one skill that you're going to put on your resume and then convince someone to hire you because you have that skill. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a skills stack. What are the skills, the group of skills that you have that are valuable, that you can stack upon, that makes you invaluable, that makes you irreplaceable, that makes you unique? That's what I'm talking about. When you consider your skills, consider them as a full package. Because when you have one specialized skill, you can do one job. But when you have a skill set, a skills stack of very valuable skills, you can stack upon them and it multiplies the value that you bring. And in some cases, it can make you increasingly invaluable and irreplaceable. Also remember, if you like my content, give me a thumbs up. Remember also to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you can receive a notification each time I upload a new video every single week.